Hello everyone, this is Genius Yoshi, and today we are building a deck around Namaari this way. Namaari Morning Mist is a 2/4 that can challenge ready character, and that's a pretty powerful effect, at the very least on paper, because there are a few ways to actually get rid of ready characters that the opponent control. You can exert them, then challenge them, or you can activate some kind of removal spell, removal ability to take them out. But outside of that, it's hard to prevent them from questing or just doing their stuff, activating their abilities, having their passive abilities. But there's a few cards, mostly Namaari and Cinderella, but Namaari does it for free, that can challenge those ready characters. The downside of Namaari is that her stats are fairly low for a non-inkable 4-drop. So I'll be building a deck around Namaari, and I'll be choosing Amber as the secondary ink. So if her stats are a little weak, how can we mitigate that? Well, we can boost her. And one of the cards that can boost her stats is the Queen Commanding Presence. By giving +4 to Namaari and -4 to one of our opponent's characters, whether they're ready or not, here Namaari comes because she's going to be hitting for 6 and you're going to be hitting for very little. So it's almost a removal spell that's reusable. And as long as the opponent's not putting out too many threats, you can rinse and repeat the combo if you manage to set up the Queen and the Namaari into play. Now the Queen is particularly good if we can use the small Queen as a shifting target, so we're going to be playing a full play set of the Queen. Alright, so that's one way to boost Namaari. How else can we boost our lady over there? Well, we can use support. And there's Mr. Maximus right over here, once he decides to load. The 4/5 bodyguard, spectral bodyguard right now. Eventually the app will respond. Alright, 4/5 bodyguard with support. So whenever he quests, he can boost Namaari. Unfortunately, he can't protect Namaari by activating that ability because Namaari also has bodyguard. So whenever Namaari has a combat, bodyguard's actually a drawback because it allows the opponent to attack her even if you have another bodyguard in play. But Maximus is still a solid card that can boost our Namaari. What else do we have in terms of stats boosting? Well, there's Miss Mulan here, Free Spirit. 2/3, quest for 2 with support as well. So another supporter. Basically, with the 2 supporters and the Queen, I think we have enough ways to give extra power to Namaari. And this card is not terrible on its own. It's a little weak to 3-powered attackers, but in the metagame, either the opponent's going really, really aggressive and their small fries don't really care about Mulan's stats, and you have a nice 2-quester, or the opponent's playing a Madam and Fox, and it doesn't matter too much what you're playing. You'd want to be playing 3-powered characters, and Mulan is actually a sitting duck for Madam and Fox, but I want to try her out, make use of that supporting ability, and see what we can do with it. Alright, so we can boost her attack. Can we boost her resistance? And yes, we can, through the immense power of Mouse Armor, which we're going to be playing in 2 copies, because if you end up with too many copies of Mouse Armor, you run out of inkables. 3 copies is also quite acceptable, but I'm more worried about Namaari's combat abilities than her toughness and willpower, which are the same thing in this game. Alright, so we have stats boosters. In particular, we have 3 characters that can boost the opponent's character's attack. Well, there's a card that's really good if you have a lot of supporters, and that is the world's greatest criminal. In particular, in Amber Steel, we don't have a lot of removal for top-end threats. Steel is all about dealing damage to characters, and for high willpower characters, it just doesn't quite cut it. But the world's greatest criminal allows us to bang, remove a threat with 5 power or more, and if we have the Queen or Maximus, we can remove pretty much any character that's not a Cheshire Cat. Is there something else with 0 power? Yeah, I guess we have a couple. Well, most characters, almost all. The World's Greatest Criminal is a nice fit for the deck as a prime removal spell. We're also going to be playing another removal spell, Wind Smash. Just 3 damage to something right off the bat. Simple, effective. Alright, what does that bring us to? Bunch of 5s, a 4, 1. How about, well, let's try to finish off our 2 drops and see where that, or 1 and 2 drops, and see where that brings us. Well, I want to apply a bit of character pressure. So, let's take a step back. What's the goal of our strategy? We want to stick in Namaari in play and make use of her ability by taking down opponent's threat, making use of that support to boost our cheaper characters, and just take down the opponent's characters. This is not a win fast strategy, but we don't necessarily want to win too slow either, because if you don't win for long enough, eventually the opponent will. So, Captain Hook is a good inclusion here. We're not going for these 2 quester 1 drops, which I was going to say don't exist, but we do have Lilo here. But that's not really our game plan. We want to play control-ish into mid-game, establish a nice board presence. If we look in the 2 drops, what do we have? We can play some Sleepies. Nice stats. It is a somewhat aggressive card after my big spiel on we're not going super aggressive. But he has a lot of stats. And it's kind of what we want. He can benefit from support. If the opponent's not applying any pressure, he can quest. And it's a nice and inkable card. We can also play Cinderella over here with 4 copies. She helps us to improve our hand. And really, since I've included her, is because we're going to be playing Mommy Cinderella over here. The 5/5 resist to powerhouse that can also attack ready characters. So it kind of goes with the team, and it's just a very powerful card on its own. Speaking of powerful cards, we're playing Steel, so we might as well include some Tinkerbells as our late game inkable targets. Just solid overall. If we're talking top end, we can play a full playset of Beast Tragic Hero. Again, gives us access to some cards. Actually, Rapunzel and Beast Tragic Hero give us some card draw, which the deck needs quite a bit. And Rapunzel can also help us to heal our Namaari, which goes with the theme, helps us keep Namaari or our bigger threats alive. So that's all good and well. What are we missing? Oh, we're missing 3 cards? We're almost done? Didn't realize. Well, let's go for... What are we missing? So I think I have an extra copy of something. Oh yeah. Apparently in my deck list I'm only playing 3 copies of Tinkerbell. Building this on the fly with the deck list that I used for the games. Alright, so we're missing a card. We have some nice 1-drops. 2 1-drops is plenty. We have nice 2-drops. Pair of 2-drops with a mouse armor. I'm happy with that. The 3s are fine. The 4s are okay. And our top end is alright. So I think I'm going to go for an extra 3. Oh, actually the 3, we only have Mulan and the other ones are removal spells. So let's go for a nice 3-drop that can hopefully protect us a bit. Let's go for the Prince Never Gives Up. Just a solid card, inkable. It can protect Mulan, can protect our Sleepy, and it gives us an array of 2 questers. So we can apply pressure relatively well outside of Namaari. That's kind of our bodyguard. The big beaters of the deck, Namaari and Maximus, with their stern looking looks. I should say mean look. Just make sure that the opponent stays in the battle and doesn't switch out. And that concludes our deck list. And that is Namaari, the Greatest Criminal, the deck list. Now all that remains is to see the deck list in action with some games coming right up. We're playing against Ruby Amethyst using our steel amber non-song deck, the Namaari. Alright, well, we have a Prince, Mulan, Namaari, Queen double smash opening, which is pretty good if we want to go after a Namaari combo. So let's start by inking a smash. Playing Queen, which seems like a standard Sapphire Steel song opening. Want to give as little information as possible. Mini and then Olaf. Well, with the triple Mulan, we don't have much of a choice. We have to ink one here. Then we can quest with the Queen. It's a little too early for the Manamin Foxes. Olaf decides to quest as well. Teeth and Ambition. Fun with that. That's a 1-for-1. And I didn't really care for that Queen. We draw our 2-drop Cinderella a little too late. In this particular situation, we're going to ink our Mulan to play our Mulan. This is the point at which the opponent reads the card. Although the text isn't that long, so it's not taking too long for the opponent to read the card. Just a 2-3 supporter. We find World's Greatest Criminal. We can probably make use of that. But for now, we'll ink Cindy and land a Namaari. You are not safe, Ruby Amethyst opponent. We can challenge your characters that you don't mind losing. Not best of matchups to land a Namaari. Opponent casts Friends on the other side. Oh, and here comes the goat. Well, maybe we're going to use that World's Greatest Criminal. Let's ink our Captain Hook. Getting ready for bigger threats. Gonna quest at Mulan. And the support will go to Merlin. Gonna hardcast World's Greatest Criminal. And it's that goat. Goodbye, goat. And now, what do we hit with Namaari? Probably the Maleficent. We don't... Do I want the opponent to bounce back the Olaf or the Maleficent? Probably the Olaf. Let's try to deny the card advantage. And now Namaari bodyguards Mulan. If the opponent has a fox, that'll be the end of Namaari number 1. And here it comes. Goodbye, Namaari. You will be missed. You can fly. Gonna have to check what that thing does. You can fly. Chosen character gains evasive. Okay. If you think that that's worth a card. I can still smash it. Smash and quest. Or play a Maximus. Well, if the opponent went through the trouble of giving Manamin evasive, she might be worth removing. So let's smash her. Just on the off chance that the opponent's hand is something like Manamin Snake, Manamin Snake, Manamin Fox. And then the opponent's just stuck with them. Okay, a bit of a long shot. The opponent has Merlin Rabbit to prove us wrong. We find a big card draw beast. I like to see that. And Mulan can keep on questing. Powering up that beast. Tragic Hero. Card draw extraordinaire. Applies pressure. Has good stats for the matchup. Opponent doesn't like it, decides to blow up the field. Way to be prepared. Probably should have gone for Maximus. Alright, well, let's go Cinderella. See if we can improve our hand. Mouse armor. Not in this matchup. And a prince. At least we have tempo. But we're running low on cards. Very low. Opponent lands an Ursula. At least Ursula is not too strong in terms of combat power. Land the Maximus, unexerted. With its support ability, we should be able to take out whatever we want, unless the opponent has another Be Prepared. A Surfer Dudette, a second Surfer Dudette. And card draw for days. Alright, what are our outs here? So, 9-7. We are ahead in lore, and we get a quest this turn. Honestly, I think we're just dead to another Be Prepared. We're not going to recover from this level of card advantage. So I think what I want to do is try to beat the opponent out on tempo, which means Prince has a quest, Cinderella has the quest, Maximus will quest, and we're gonna super boost that stylish surfer. And sorry, apparently Minnie Mouse, you are the world's greatest criminal. And we'll take her out. Now the opponent can only quest for 5. And the opponent sings Be Prepared. Really should have taken out that Ursula. For some reason I thought, hey, that character only has 2 powers, she must only quest for 1. Not sure what I was thinking. And now we are faced with goats. I'm not sure what to do in the face of goats. Let's go to Mulan. That was pretty much the one turn where we needed to draw. Okay, it didn't matter. Ruby Amethyst does Ruby Amethyst things. And we shall concede, as there is no hope for victory from this point. Second Be Prepared was the lethal force. We are playing against Amber Ruby. Potentially a Mufasa deck. That's what I think about when I think that ink combination. We have Namaari, Sleepy Mouse Armor. Actually, overall, a pretty good hand. Start by inking Cinderella. We gotta go first. We're gonna be playing the tempo play Sleepy on 2 rather than Cinderella. Mulan on 3 and our infamous Namaari on 4. At the very least, that's the game plan. Prince also a good option. Send Maximus to the ink pile. And go Sleepy. Solid stat. Bit of a sleeper card. Okay, not such a sleeper card. People know it's good. Yeah, the Mufasa healing deck with the Mother Gothel. The 3-1 currently. When we find a queen. Queen is an interesting pickup here. Because we can shift on the bigger one. Which allows us to go Mouse Armor Queen on 3. Then shift the Queen next turn. Just play a more solid option like a Prince or Mulan. We don't need a bodyguard. Let's sing that Prince. Seems safe to quest with Sleepy. Go Queen Mouse Armor. Let's set up a nice little shifting for next turn. Of course, that does cost us quite a bit of cards. But we have Sleepy with a mouse armor on. So essentially 2-4. It's going to resist a challenge from Mother Gothel. So the opponent just passes turn back. We find another Sleepy. Not what we're looking for. And we get a resolve in the Namaari. Don't really want a bodyguard with her. Still gonna quest at Sleepy, trying to bait an attack, and use the mouse armor to keep him safe. Opponent Rapunzel's Mother Gothel is now fully healed, which is a real shame for us. Opponent decides to quest with Mother Gothel, quest with Stitch. Ooh. I'm gonna make you regret that. So this is definitely a shift the Queen time. So Queen can give +4 to one character and -4 to another one. Let's also land our Mulan for next turn. Let's get that ink all resolved, all on the battlefield. So you can +4. Actually, that Rapunzel's not scary. How about we just +4 our Namaari, -4 to Mother Gothel, and go to challenge her. Alright. Where's the first trigger of the Queen go? Quite an important one at that. I should remember by now. Chosen gets -4. So that'll be Mother Gothel. +4 is going to go to Namaari. At this point, Namaari is going to get Bodyguard on the challenge. So Namaari is going to take out Mother Gothel with her newly found 6 power. We're going to take out Stitch, and we're going to protect our Bodyguard. Yeah, I know I could have reduced the damage on Sleepy by 1, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. I guess it doesn't really protect Namaari against a Maui. As the opponent lands a Mufasa, Rapunzel goes to quest. Because keeping her unexerted serves no purpose, because we have Namaari in play. We find a prince. Gonna mouse armor our Namaari and go, actually, free damage on Rapunzel. But before that, I'm gonna use the Queen. -4. Oh, it's just this turn, doesn't matter. -4 to Rapunzel. +4 our Namaari. Namaari goes to combat. Goodbye, Princess. And we're gonna quest for 4. Yes, we can make Namaari even stronger if we want to, thanks to Mulan's support ability. Now Mufasa is forced to challenge Namaari, but Namaari's 2-4 stats just don't line up the way our opponent wants it to work. And she would live. Lady Tremaine comes in, and we're going to sacrifice our 1 health Sleepy. Opponent challenges Namaari. And we find a big Cinderella. Alright, well, in this case, Queen does her thing. -4 to Miss Lady Tremaine, +4 to Namaari. Namaari will go and wipe out Lady Tremaine. And we get to quest with the rest of our crew. Don't really want to take out that Mufasa unless I really have to. And activate that mouse armor. There's no real point protecting Namaari, so let's protect our prince. Pass the turn back, and the opponent needs to be prepared at this point. Which would be really bad because our opponent has a Mufasa in play. So they'd get to replace the card with something else. And still wipe our board. Maybe I should have taken out the Mufasa. Although being at 18 makes it very hard for our opponent to win. I mean, there's very few cards that we can't play. Scar. That's interesting. Spam rushing. Scar goes to Namaari. Takes her out. And Scar gets readied. Goes to the prince, and the mouse armor doesn't protect it. Scar's really just wiping out our board. And Mufasa takes out our last threat. I must say, I'm impressed by that vicious cheater. It really feels like the opponent cheated there. That's going to leave a scar on my game plan. Yes, I should stop now before too many people quit. But I mean, what's a video without a few cheesy jokes? Opponent lands a Hades, picks back up Scar. Also have to respect another Lady Tremaine from the opponent's point of view. Another smash, not what I'm looking for. I think I just landed Cinderella. Lady Tremaine? Hopefully not, but I fully expect yes. And there she is. Oh, I kind of wish we didn't top deck a pair of smashes. Because the clock is starting to run out. We need a 2-quester. We find a beast. That's a strong 2-quester. Do you have more removal? Now's also the time for Maleficence, which in the Mufasa deck, I'm pretty sure opponent is playing. We haven't seen one yet. And the opponent's going to 9. I am very scared. Are we going to lose this? Hades? That's promising. Oh, you can shift a Lady Tremaine on Lady Tremaine. Alright, alright. Oh yeah, or the Lantern, just play the Lady Tremaine. That also works. Nice Hades play there. Find Rapunzel. Rapunzel with a mouse armor. Now it's our last turn. If the opponent has one more piece of removal, we are going to lose this game. And if we lose this game, this is what my face is going to look like. Opponent quests to 18. No goats in that deck. Do you have the removal? I suspect not, because the opponent would have played it by now. Maui. Not good enough. Whew. And we squeak by and take the win off of a 2-quester. That Scardo did some real hard work. We're playing against Ruby Amethyst using our non-song deck. We have a nice curve. Hook, Sleepy, Prince into Beast. Mouse armor is not the greatest in this particular matchup, so we're going to send that back. Find another inkable card. There's even an argument for not playing the Captain Hook on turn 1, as this is going to be mostly a tempo-based game. Tempo, control the board, and will ultimately lose in terms of card advantage. We can only play 1/2 drop on turn 2, so the other Sleepy is going to go to sleep into our ink pool as we land Sleepy number 1 or Sleepy number 2, I'm not sure which one, they were mislabeled, into the battlefield. 2/3 for 2, quest for 2, enters play exerted because he's tired. He's been working all day or sleeping all day. Opponent doesn't land a turn 2 play. In the face of that, we're going to do the very weird Smash Olaf. And I'm doing that. I know I'm spending a 3-drop card to take out a puny 1-drop, but I do not want to allow the opponent to play Medemin Fox on turn 3. And taking that forces the opponent to do something else. So hopefully I've completely destroyed what our opponent wanted to do and they're going to scoop on the spot. Let me know in the comments below if the opponent should be scooping on the spot. Find another queen. Alright, we'll play our Prince Bodyguard. No need to bodyguard anything. Maybe I should have quested with Hook, because Hook can be taken out by the Maleficent before the Medemin Fox comes in and takes out Sleepy. I think questing with Hook was a mistake there. Oh well. Sometimes you just get hooked on questing. Here comes the Fox. We're ready to tackle our Sleepy. And yeah, if I had the Hook, I could trade with Medemin Fox and not be in as bad of a spot. Alright, 5. I think I care for the Maximus more than the Queen. But even more so, I care for the Beast. If I can get some card draw off of Beast, I can be in a decent state. And Ruby Amethyst isn't great at dealing damage. There's Teeth and Ambition, and that's about it. If the opponent Teeth and Ambition, they have to kill off their Madam Min, which, woohoo, I'd be happy with. Okay, there are other options, but yeah, our opponent's not there. Opponent's on 5 ink. Stylish Surfer comes in. So the opponent is fighting fire with fire. Opponent's Teeth and ambitioning the mini, it seems. Alright. Beast denied. Find a copy of Smash. So I think we just go for the pressure play. Smash the mini. Take out the Fox and keep our Beast. quest for 2, and pray for Rapunzel. It's always the thing with Beast Tragic Hero. You need to ping it so that your opponent doesn't draw too many cards, but if you ping it and the opponent has Rapunzel, they're drawing many cards anyways. It's a nice bait and heal. And whenever one of these two things happens, typically a tragic fate for our opponent, which is why he's called a tragic hero. Probably not the real reason. But I'm going to go with that. Ooh, Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell is nice. So the opponent would need at least a Madam and Fox to run into the beast. Oh, but we can protect it with Maximus. Alright, let's go with that. Bodyguarding Maximus, Quest of the Beast. 11-0. Now, if only that was a score of a hockey game. Or soccer. Or pretty much whatever sport you're into listening. Esport? A game of Rocket League. 11-0. Good score. Hard to come back from. Game of Lorcana? Not so much. Cards in the hand, 4 for opponent. Board is close. Opponent can be prepared at any point. Smash is stuck. And all these other things. I sense to be prepared. Ah, there it is. Be prepared. Snaps everything off the board. Find a queen. So queen's gonna go away. Gonna land Tinkerbell. Not much value when she's just dropped on the battlefield like that. But I need to have something to apply pressure. As long as the opponent doesn't follow it up with Lady Tremaine. Well, yeah. Be prepared into Lady Tremaine. It's like bread and butter, or bread and peanut butter. They're just a match made for each other. Lady Tremaine and her evil cat, forcing us to sacrifice a character. Sorcerer's Spellbook. Not overly threatening. Maybe the opponent's running out of cards now. Yeah. Let's boost Lady Tremaine until end of turn. For no reason. Well, it depends on what the opponent... It seems like it's turning into a top deck battle. Against a Ruby Amethyst deck. It's never good. Because a bounce, bringing back Lady Tremaine would be terrible. A Maleficent Dragon is terrible. I mean, maybe we stick our opponent with a Be Prepared in hand. Ooh, it's a big bad dragon. That's not good. Our opponent's dragon eats our horse. That's a good pickup, though. If there is a way to come back from this position, it probably starts with a Beast Tragic Hero. I'm not sure what it follows up with, but it probably starts like this. I think we need Tinkerbell. Which we are running out of time. So the opponent is now up to 11 lore. I mean, we can do weird stuff like smash our own beast. Oh, World's Greatest Criminal. Yeah, we have an interesting out here. Inker Smash. Drop his Cinderella. And sing the World's Greatest Criminal. Taking out your dragon. Then this time it's true. It probably is one of the world's greatest criminal. And suddenly the tables have turned. I'm bracing myself for be prepared mentally. But if the opponent doesn't have it, or another Lady Tremaine, we might be in for the comeback of the season. Thanks to beautiful top decks. Very nicely sequenced. Opponent sees a lot more cards with friends on the other side. Scary times. More friends. I mean, at this point, it should just be party on the other side. Pay 6, draw 3. Call it a day. Yes, I did say draw 3 and not draw 4. Or I guess it would be draw 4, discard 1. But it's really just +2 in terms of cards advantage. That's not the most terrorizing threat I've ever seen. Minnie Mouse, always stylish. But the opponent is probably setting something up. Question is, how much do I commit to the board? Do I just hard quest for 5, go to 17? Opponent can go 4 to 18. Drop a be prepared. Or what else? If I go to 17, the opponent can take out Cinderella. Other options, I mouse armor, send Cinderella to just eliminate Lady Tremaine. Is there a way I survive a be prepared here? I don't think so. So let's just land everything on the battlefield. Opponent can quest 17, 18, 1 goat, 19. Second goat, 20, or bounces back to goat. Yeah, we're in trouble if the opponent goats us. So I think I want to take out Lady Tremaine, remove a bit of steam from our opponent, quest for 2, and threaten lethal next turn. That's probably why the opponent played the mini. I bet you the opponent's holding on to Madam Min and a goat. 16, 17, 18. Yeah. Now the opponent's thinking goat, min, goat. That's 3. One's going to go for a Maleficent Dragon. Or be prepared. Yeah, we don't live through to be prepared. Be prepared. The world's greatest criminal. That's what it is. Well, board wipes prevent people from going too hard on go wide strategies and just flooding the board all the time. It's a good answer to it. That's why we need cards like that and Grab Your Sword into the metagame. The Eternal Triangle. Aggro, control, and whatever else. Mid-range combo. Opponent's thinking how they want to end the game. Can they do it this turn? One for the spellbook. Just more card draw. Are we close to milling them? No, we are not. 31, 38. We're getting outdrawn. We're not close to milling our opponent. We'll take another draw step. I was going to say just in case, but even with 2 turns, we can't win. We can't take out that Maleficent, and that spellbook's just going to quest to victory for our opponent. Captain Hook with some mouse armor and a resignation letter. We got close. That just be prepared, Lady Tremaine, be prepared. Nuked us into oblivion, even though we had some fantastic top decks. I hope that you've enjoyed this video featuring Namaari and the world's greatest criminal, both in the same deck list, making use of support and the Queen's ability to power up and power down. Namaari plus the Queen, pretty good. Overall, Namaari is a fine card, nothing too special, probably a little too weak for the metagame. If there's a bunch of 2 willpower characters that with good abilities that just never exert, Namaari might see some more play in the future. It's a card to keep your eye on. Corner of the eye, kind of put it in the binder that's not too far for just the right opportunity. Problem is she's not inkable, so you can't really play her in flex spot, and she can get you out of trouble. If you play her, you're committed to playing her, which is the main downside. The main powerhouse of the deck performed as usual: Rapunzel, Beast, Tinkerbell, and Cinderella. Just a very strong corner over here. The early game was quite decent. We've had some very fun game, very close game. I hope that you've enjoyed the gameplay and those fun games. Let me know in the comments below what you think, or what was your favorite game. Did you prefer our win or the close games against Ruby Amethysts? Alright, well, I hope you've had a great time. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I will see you next time.